Look, I think the capital markets in India have been we're getting very strong demand signals from customer side, but also very strong signals from the capital markets to invest in future of space. I think there is a recognition that over the next 3 to 5 years, this is going to be a place of great commercial opportunity, but also establish yourselves a major space player globally. I think we are targeting 2026 as the launch for our second spacecraft, which will launch on a dedicated SSLV rocket, which is provided by NSIL.
How would closer ties between India and Australia look like, especially when it comes to the government space organizations?
Look, I think there has been a lot over the last 5 years. Obviously, with the free trade agreement, there is a building close relationship. I think India also has a long heritage of space. And some of the constraints that Indian space program had to go through in the late 90s, Australia, being young to space industry, is having to go through. There's a lot to learn between the two countries. And I think when you look at more strategic collaborative frameworks like Quad, I think India, Australia, US, Japan have a lot to collaborate on.
How is the space, the startup space, looking at the moment in India? Because, of course, there is really a lot of question marks over how they can enter really the mainstream market because of course, the needs for a lot of capital and so on. Perhaps that this kind of initiative coming from the Modi government can change that. Do you feel like they're actually getting the help and being fostered at the moment?
I think they are. I think it is a process. I think for a long time, ISRO and NSIL and related entities have done a great job of building the space program in India. And I think there's a transition happening where private industry and commercial space is being encouraged. We've had some great conversations with InSpace and NSIL and ISRO on their views on commercialization and bringing new startups and the larger commercial space industry into taking more and more on, and really then being driven by the markets. I think there is a push. We want to be early. We want to be part of that initial wave, and hence we're starting to work very closely with India.